For my American viewers, this is an EV that you can't have thanks to your president's tariffs on foreign-made goods. Sorry. But for us here in Canada, Kia's continued push into electrification gives us the 2027 EV5. So what does this car bring to the table? The EV5 is basically an EV9 that's been put through a photocopier at 80% scale. It basically has the same overall shape, but with a new front fascia, new taillights in the back, and new wheel designs. I think that it's a pretty good looking EV, but predictably, Kia gave it pop-out door handles, which may freeze shut during our cold Canadian winters. Usually when a car company gives Canada something exclusive, it's a base model hatchback with manual windows. But the EV5 lands in the absolute heart of our largest automotive segment, the mid-size family crossover SUV. And the price? Well, that's where the spreadsheet people start rubbing their hands together in delight. It starts at $43,495 Canadian for the front-wheel drive light trim. From then on, all trims are available with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, even for this top-spec GT Line Limited. And the price for this one? Not too bad at around $61,500 Canadian. Underneath this boxy shape, the EV5 uses Kia's eGMP platform, which is shared with the EV4, EV6, and EV9. But unlike the EV6 and EV9, to keep costs down, this one doesn't use an 800-volt architecture. Instead, it's only 400 volts. That means it won't be able to charge up from 10% to 80% in 18 minutes. Instead, it takes about 30 minutes from 10% to 80% at a maximum rate of 150 kilowatts. That is for the larger 81.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack that most trims of the EV5 have. The entry-level EV5 has a 60.4 kilowatt-hour battery pack that has a peak charge rate of 102 kilowatts. What does this mean for the driving range? Well, if you go for the base trim, the light, then it should deliver up to 335 kilometers of driving range. But if you go for any of the other trims, you should be getting between 440 and 460 kilometers of driving range, depending on whether you have front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. For city dwellers, the front-wheel drive versions of the EV5 should be enough for your daily needs. The electric motor produces 214 horsepower and 218 pound-feet of torque. It doesn't sound like much, but because it's electric, the torque is instant. Sure, highway merges will require a bit more patience, but at least you won't hear the slow, agonizing drone of a four-cylinder that's made it to a CVT. For those of you that live in parts of Canada where you see proper snow, not the light dusting that we get here in Vancouver, then the all-wheel drive version packs a bit more punch. 0 to 100 kilometers an hour takes about 6 seconds, which is plenty fast for you to spill your morning cup of Tim Hortons double-double. To drive, the Kia EV5 is a typical family EV. It feels heavy, it has light steering, and it doesn't encourage you to push it around corners. But because of its family-focused demeanor, it's actually very comfortable over rough roads. It irons out potholes with complete disdain. It's quiet, it's refined, and if you use the steering wheel mounted paddles, you can dial in the regenerative braking exactly to how you like it. From no regen braking on level 0 to light and heavy regen to a full one-pedal mode. The brakes themselves are catered to everyday driving. The pedal doesn't move on its own like in the Nissan Ariya, nor does it have a strange feeling transition between regenerative braking and the physical brakes. It's all smooth and very easy to drive. Step inside and you'll realize that the Kia EV5 isn't trying to be a sporty crossover. It's perfectly adept at being a family crossover. The center console can be a storage cubby for small items, or at the push of a button, the cup holders can deploy. There's a bin in between the front seats, more large cubbies in the door panels, and there's another cubby in the center console that can be accessed by the rear occupants. As for space up here in the front, not an issue for my above average height of 6'4". Plenty of legroom and plenty of headroom, but I did lower this seat to its lowest position. Even so, I have excellent visibility all around. In these back seats, the Kia EV5 is plenty spacious, especially for somebody as tall as me sitting behind my tall driving position. As you can see, legroom, not an issue, headroom, not an issue at all. And as I said earlier, this seat is at its lowest position right now, and yet I have plenty of space for my feet. If you need to carry 3 people back here, then the person sitting in the middle shouldn't complain too much about legroom because with this being an EV, it has a completely flat floor. And further behind these back seats, the Kia EV5 has 805 liters of space. Fold down the backrest and the cargo capacity increases to a massive 2,080 liters. Under the trunk floor, there are a few small item storage spaces along with a tire repair kit instead of a temporary spare wheel, but that's par for the course with EVs. And finally, in the front can hold up to 44.4 liters of space. As for the interior design, it's a modern Kia. You get nearly 30 inches of screen, which consists of a 12.3-inch driver display, a 12.3-inch infotainment touchscreen, and a 5-inch HVAC display sandwiched in between them. This little screen is quite difficult to see from the driver's perspective because the steering wheel spoke blocks the view. Thankfully, you can set the climate to auto and then use the physical toggle switches on the dash to quickly and easily change the temperature. Most other commonly used functions such as the heated seat control or parking sensors have their own dedicated buttons either on the door panel or on the center console. There's no need to dig through the infotainment system. Unfortunately, there are some touch-sensitive controls just underneath the infotainment touchscreen. Speaking of the infotainment, it's the system that all other current Kia models use. It has widgets on the home screen that can be rearranged to your liking. It's an easy system to navigate around. It has clear graphics, and of course it supports wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. On the convenience features list, the Kia EV5 comes standard with heated front seats. You get these 3 screens as standard. You don't get a downgrade if you choose the base trim level, and it comes standard with automatic wipers. These I don't like so much on Hyundai and Kia vehicles because it seems like every time there's a light drizzle, they go on at full speed, but then when there's a heavy downpour, they barely turn on. Moving up in the trim levels, we'll add a wireless phone charging pad, ambient mood lighting, a Harman Kardon sound system, a head-up display, surround view cameras with blind view monitor, heated rear seats, ventilated front seats, a heated steering wheel, a 3-zone automatic climate control system, a panoramic sunroof, and a hands-free power liftgates. Perhaps one of the coolest features is the remote smart parking assist 2. This allows you to park the Kia EV5 without you actually being in it. Simply pull up to a parking lot and then press and hold the surround view cameras button, and then the car will automatically start detecting parking spots, both perpendicular and parallel. Once it finds a spot, you simply select it on the infotainment screen, and then it'll give you an option whether you want to park the car while you're in it, or you can step out and let the car park itself. So right now I'm going to select remote park and then just follow the instructions on the screen. Put it into park and then simply step out. Then all you have to do is press and hold on the parking assist button on the key, and then the car is going to do the parking maneuver all by itself. Of course, you do need to be near the car. You can't just hold on to the button on the key and then just simply walk away because it'll stop doing the parking maneuver when you do that. So you kind of do need to walk around with it and let it do its thing. But as you can see, I'm not in it, and it's perfectly parking in between the lines. It doesn't even need other cars around it to know where to park. And then once you're done, simply lock the car and then walk away. So what's the verdict on the 2027 Kia EV5? It's an electric box on wheels that's actually quite stylish. It has enough range for most families. It's far from the best driving EV on sale, but that's not quite the point of it. And it doesn't require remortgaging your house to buy one. It's a sensible, stylish, and affordable EV, but it's not exactly setting my soul on fire. Then again, most EVs don't do that anyway. For what it is, it's a great family EV, one that could possibly be my 2026 car of the year. I hope that you subscribe and catch my 2026 year in review video coming out at the end of December of this year to find out if this really is my car of the year. But in the meantime, if you would like to know more about this 2027 Kia EV5, I have a more detailed written review of it over on my website. You can find that link in the video description or click on the pop-up banner right up here. And as always, I will see you in the next car, truck, or most likely another SUV. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you in the next one.